That's the official term. The eighth finals.
Eighth finals. The number one alliance showed their scoring dominance by putting up 221 to stay ranked first. However, 5 of the 7 other alliance advancing out of this round also scored over 200, which just shows the depth of this incredible event.
In the quarterfinal round, the number one alliance was able to increase their average to 246, while the rankings of the teams behind them shuffled. The number 4 seed was ranked second after the eighth finals. The number 11 seed was ranked second. First time I've ever said that. The 11th seeded alliance. The 11th seeded alliance was ranked second after the semifinal round, or second after the quarterfinal round. And after the semifinal round, it was the number 5 alliance of 573, 27, and 3098 who would advance to the finals to play the number 1 seed for the Michigan State Championship.
In the first second of match 1, 27 was able to grab 2 cans off the step for the Blue Alliance, while 548 was able to grab 1 off the step for Red. As autonomous continued, 3098 for Blue and 1023 for Red were both able to complete tote stacks, and driver control began with both alliances very even. For the underdog Blue Alliance, 3098 and 573 were able to make stacks from the human player station, while 27 capped the 6 stacks that 3098 was making.
On the other side of the field for Red, 1023 and 548 made cap stacks from the human player station, while 1711 dug its way through the landfill to grab that remaining can. At the end of the match, both alliances had 3 capped 6 stacks, 2 capped 5 stacks, with the advantage going to the Red Alliance, who combined with some thrown litter, hit an extra uncapped 6 stack that made the difference.
Match 2 ended in a similar fashion, and the number 1 alliance was able to take the win. All of Michigan should be proud of an awesome district season that was a blast to watch for everyone. Congrats as well to the District Chairman's Award winning teams of 2137, 68, and 503, as well as the District EI winners 1718. Good luck next week at the World Championship to all the FIM teams.
FIM!
I'm trying, I don't got it like you do.
It's okay.
So we're going to move over to New England. We're going to talk about New England, and then we're going to give Bailey from 195 a call. He's going to kind of give us his thoughts on the New England District Championship, as well as kind of his thoughts on championship as well.
So the first 2 New England events took place all the way back in Week 1, which seems like forever ago at this point. At the Granite State event in Week 1, 1519 seeded first with an average score of 90. In Waterbury, that same weekend, 236 was able to seed first with a qualification average score of just 66. This past weekend, the New England District Championship, not only would those 2 scores not have seeded first, both of them would have seeded last. If you went as far as to add those 2 scores together, you still wouldn't have enough points to seed in the top 5. It's been so fun to watch these teams in New England improve over the course of the season.
That's amazing. It's true. 1519, however, started the New England District season with a first-place finish after qualifications and were able to bookend their season with another number 1 seed. This time, however, they averaged an incredible 200.08 points. That's more than double their Week 1 performance. The team they selected, 195, was also slow out of the gate. 195 was a second pick on the number 8 alliance and was eliminated in the quarterfinal round. From there, they went on to win the Tech Valley Regional and a district event.
The last member of the number 1 alliance was 2067. Their district season featured 2 semifinal exits and a finalist performance at Hartford. With the number 1 alliance now complete, the teams would see if the magic was right to win the New England State Champion or District Championship.
In the quarterfinal round, the number 1 alliance averaged over 200 points, which was enough to keep them in the top spot. Behind them was 1100, 175, and 236 with an average of 177.5. The top 2 spots stayed the same after the semifinal round. However, the number 1 alliance was able to increase their average to 229.3, while the second-ranked number 4 seeded alliance increased their score to 195. With both alliances proving that they can score nearly 200 or above, the finals were going to be decided, like we'll see all next week, by cans. At the end of Match 1 and Match 2, both alliances had completed a tote stack in auto, and stacks were made tall. However, at the end of both matches, the number 1 seed was able to put up 5 cans, which was enough to win in 2 matches. So congratulations to them.
More congrats are deserved to the teams who were recognized during the awards ceremony. First and foremost, District Championship winners, 195 and 2067 earning Kling Bling, with 195 taking home the Chairman's Award, while 2067 picked up an Engineering Inspiration Award. 558, 467, and 2877 also earned Chairman's Awards, as well as 78 earning the Engineering Inspiration Award. Congrats to all these great teams and all the New England teams heading to the World Championship next week, and we wish you the best of luck.
That was incredible. I mean, just those numbers. The scores of 90 and 66, are just like, you'd be last at both of them.
This game's come a long way, I tell you that.
I mean, we saw it, and we talked about it 2 weeks ago with the Pacific Northwest as well. Just teams that are just getting just exponentially better. All right, so we're going to give a call to Bailey. Hope he's ready. I'm just typing in his number here. So we'll give him a call. He's going to kind of give us his thoughts, like I said. Hopefully.
Did he send you this number?
He did.
Oh. It'd be funny if he didn't. If it wasn't his number.
The wrong number.
I can't hear it. Can you?
Hey,
there he is.
Bailey.
what's up?
How's it going, buddy?
Dude, how's the hand, first off?
What's that?
How was your hand, first off?
Oh, it's not bad.
He's on the mend. That's good.
All right, Bailey. So, kind of just talked about the New England Championship from an outsider's perspective. Can you give us kind of an inside scoop of what your team went through, or just kind of your thoughts on it?
Yeah, so it was a battle for the first spot between my team and 15-19 all weekend. 15-19 ended up ousting us by about 20 points, so that was interesting. We were sitting in second place, and 1768 was close behind us. So we went into alliance selections, and it turned out a lot wackier than I think anybody would have thought.
Right.
To come back and get 2067 on the 24th pick,
yeah.
I was personally mind blown by that. To being completely honest, I think 2067 was third or fourth on our first pick list.
Wow.
Right.
Had we had to be a captain, so that turned out really good for us. I mean, if you look at the back tens, some of the teams that got selected, 125, they had multiple banners this year. 236 had an event win. 3467. I mean, that's just not a team you usually see in the third round. So alliance selection definitely was a little wacky at New England District Championships, and I think you can attest that to the can game a little bit. You see 138 jumped ahead of 236 there because of their can game.
Yeah.
Right. Now, Bailey, what do you credit that to, having these teams available for second pick? Is it was it that deep? What do you think it was bad scouting? Do you
I think personally, like some of these teams that jumped up 319 1100, they probably got picked because of their three chode autonomouses. 237, they definitely got picked because they're four can. Like 246, they had their three chode as well. It was a very strategic alliance selection as far as picking teams for specific tasks instead of picking teams to just throw totes and stacks up.
Right.
Cool. Well, we worked with you over at Tech Valley, but you guys have just improved exponentially this year, and it's just been a pleasure watching you. We're really excited to watch you at championships. So, what have you guys been doing to get ready for champs? Or, what is 195 thoughts?
So, we've been looking for ways to improve. We're trying to keep that consistent three stacks up. Seeing if we can maybe get some cams from the step or something like that in auto, but it's going to be interesting to see how that ends up. Cans are going to be the big determinant over at championships. So
Absolutely.
we're trying to figure out how the 195s can play that game too.
Yeah. And what was up with this video you just posted from your Facebook? Are you guys just delivering your own ramp just for a joke?
Okay, yeah. So
Just for a joke.
So as a lot of teams probably know, 195 uses a ramp.
Right.
So that's been the big deterrent from us using can grabbers so far. So we were trying to make the decision between do we ramp or do we go can grabbers, and we finally decided, hey, let's see if we can use the robot to deploy the ramp. So we figured out how to do that. So our robot can actually have the ramp on us, attempt a can grab, and then shoot over to the alliance wall and deploy the ramp if we need to.
That's pretty sweet. Good for you guys. That's great.
So I'm sure you spent a lot of time, like me, looking over the Newton division. What, if anything, kind of popped out at you right away? And further analysis, has anything else kind of risen to the surface now that you've had a few days to kind of look it over?
Yeah. I haven't been in school all this week because I had a little bit of a mishap on Saturday night.
Yeah.
But so I did spend a little bit of time going through the Newton division, and as any onlooker would notice, I think the two teams that pop into the head first are 1678 and 118. They won a regional already together this year, so I don't understand why anybody would not put them as the two favorites down the division.
Right.
But looking after that, it's a very stacked division as far as human player loaders go. You got 955 and 1983 from the Pacific Northwest. Obviously, like I said, you got 1678, but along with them, they got their buddies from California as well, 1671. And obviously, 195 is going to be up there, hopefully. And it's going to be an interesting division as far as that goes. What was really popped into my head, which is just to me, is that there's only 5 Michigan teams in the Newton division.
Yeah.
Which is it's pretty interesting as far as seeing how many Michigan teams are going to champs, and only 5 of them got thrown into Newton.
Yeah. Maybe it's just part of having, 6 or 8 divisions now. I guess they're spread out more, but even so, yeah.
Right. The thing that's Newton's going to be interesting as far as the can grab game. You obviously have 1678 and 118. And of course 3310, who have very proven can grabbers. Right. It's going to be interesting to see who else shows up with the fast grabbers. Cool. I think that the big game as far as the line selection is going to go is who can be the talent from the landfill to comment or to work well with all the human player loaders. 1756, I think, is going to be a good wild card there.
I agree. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. It seems like a lot of the regionals that I've watched and a lot of district events, the landfill robots are really kind of at a premium, because if you can find a good landfill robot, and I think there'll be a couple that maybe were so-so during the regional district season, but at championship they'll step up their game a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see during alliance selection, especially that first time through, how many teams are leaning more towards can grabbers and how many teams are leaning toward that kind of really, really useful but rare landfill robot to kind of maybe balance it out a little bit, especially as it goes back through that 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6 loop.
Right. It's going to be interesting to see how the higher alliances play to work towards alliance to beat the lower seeded alliances.
Yeah.
Sounds good, Bailey. Thank you so much for taking time out to give us a call today, and good luck on Newton.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, it was fun playing with you this year.
Well, I'll tell you what, 3015's looking forward to hopefully getting a match with you guys.
We actually do have a match together in the preliminary schedule.
Okay, so thank you for mentioning that. Can you Facebook message me the preliminary schedule? Because if I spend one more second looking for it, I'm going to punch my...
Yeah, I'll shoot you
I can't get in the chat.
Go over to that.
I can't get in the chat, and everyone's freaking posting it in the chat, and I can't find it on Facebook. I can't find it on Google.
All right, we're struggle busting.
All right, buddy. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Bailey. Talk to you later.
See you next week.
Yeah, bye-bye. What's going on over there?
I'm like trying to listen to Bailey and trying to find this freaking thing. I see it posted over there. It's like, can I just click on Mike's screen, please? Give me 1 second.
We should somehow do like quad desk.
Mega desk.
Oh, yeah, mega desk.
Oh, boy.
All right, well, that was Bailey again from 195. Good guy. We kind of really got to know him a lot this year, so... he's got you.
He's one half of the Eversea Top 25 takeover crew in the future.
Nick being up next. There you go.
Is Nick even in the chat? I don't even see him.
I don't see him today.
Okay, Nick's out. There's an opening.
So next we're going to kind of give a call out to Clara. She's, I think, a newfound fan of the show. I think she just started watching this year.
Either a newfound fan or new on Twitter, one or the other.
One or the other. So she's from 2512, the Duluth? Wasn't even close. How many years have we done the show and I still can't say that name?
You can't at all.
Can't, no.
The Duluth East Daredevils.
There you go.
And I
couldn't even finish it.
That's like you said, this is her first trip to championship, right?
It is, yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see, kind of gauge her excitement level a little bit, and also, I guess maybe ask her a little bit about how she feels about maybe talk to her after the fact and see if the dual championship thing has any sort of effect on how she views it, she views it this year, and then perhaps going forward.
All right, well, let's see if she's there. Let's see if she gave us a fake number.
Salvatore's Pizza.
Crap. Oh, boy. Dun, dun, dun. I can't hear anything.
I can't either. Hello. Is anyone there?
Look, it's definitely... It's so bizarre, right?
And I couldn't hear it ring either until Bailey said something.
I could hear it very faintly. I wasn't up all the way.
Oh.
Clara.
She could be talking right now.
She could be.
I don't know what's going on.
We could be leaving her a message, too.
That's what's going on, isn't it? This is a voicemail at this point.
It's got to be. All right, so maybe we'll give her... That's so weird. Maybe we can call Tyler. He'll be up next. That's so bizarre. Why don't I call you? See if it rings. Here he comes.
Call mobile. Uh-oh. Nah, son.
My phone, right?
Oh, I can hear it right there.
Oh, maybe that was it.
All right, want to try again?
Yeah, let's try Claire again. Sorry, this system works so well up until then.
She probably answered the first time, and now
She
it's
did.
kind of
Now
it kind of
it's-
messed up. Now she's super nervous. Now I have a voicemail. How do I get a voicemail?
There we go.
Hello?
Clara.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, it was our fault.
Can you
We're
hear me
sorry.
now? Good.
Okay.
Totally, it was our bad. So, hi. Thank you for taking our call.
Yeah, no problem.
So, tell us. So, we know nothing about you. We know you're from 2512. So, you can kind of maybe give us a little history about yourself, when you joined the team, what grade you're in, all that good stuff. Or maybe you're graduating.
Well,
I don't know.
I'm actually a junior on the team, and I joined my sophomore year. And believe it or not, I was a cheerleader as a freshman.
Oh, wow.
So I went from cheer to robotics. I was on our media department last year, but I decided to switch to build this year. So this is my first year on build. And we didn't go to Worlds last year, but we won chairman's at our first regional at Northern Lights. And so we get to go to Worlds this year, and I'm super excited about it because it's my first year and super pumped.
Yeah.
So one of the best things about championship is really getting to, because like especially for you, I'm sure you kind of make friends with people in your area, maybe a little bit out, and then you go to championship and you finally get to bring everyone together and kind of see friends that maybe you only see on Facebook, you only see once a year. So you have every right to be excited.
Yeah.
It's just an incredible time.
Yeah, there's a couple of people that I actually met through like hashtag OMG Robots, and I met them for the first time at Duluth, and I'm super excited to see them again at Worlds.
Yeah.
But hashtag OMG Robots is a very powerful
Yeah, who
tool.
knows what could happen. Yeah. So it's your first year championship. Are you like
Yep.
so excited you can't take it?
I am counting down the days. Like, I'm super excited. I can barely sleep. I think the fact that there's 600 teams this year rather than 400 makes me like way more excited because that's a lot of buttons to collect.
That's true. Now, Minnesota has had some big regionals, correct? They've had the two in the same place at one time?
Yeah, well, Duluth actually, our team hosts the world's largest regional event under one roof. We had 123 teams this year under one roof.
Wow.
Up at Duluth. So, because it's kind of like, I guess you could kind of compare it to MSC somewhat. You have two regionals at the same time under the same roof, and we had 123 teams, which is pretty cool. And that was my first regional event last year, and last year we had 113. And to go from two regionals at the same time was pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah.
So,
Very cool. So, I mean, we're going to talk about it ourselves in a little bit about the new championship news. But do you have any thoughts about the two world championships? Has it kind of come up with your team? What do you think about it so far?
Well, one thing I am looking forward to are the funnel cakes, because I have heard so much about these funnel cakes, and I can't wait to try one. But I think when I was talking to my strategy department, one thing that we talked about that is really cool is that there's going to be a full Einstein playoff bracket this year.
Yeah.
So that should be really exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, cool. Well, we thank you so much for your support of our show, and we couldn't do it without people like you. So is there anything else you'd like to add before we move on to Tyler?
Have you had a chance to look at the Hopper division at all?
Oh, well, the Hopper division actually has the most Minnesota teams in it.
Has the most what? I'm sorry.
The most Minnesota teams.
Oh, really?
Minnesota. Oh,
that's cool.
A little pride
Yeah.
there.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah. With a total of 6.
Oh, nice. Wow, that's pretty good for having 8 divisions.
Yeah.
Having 6 teams from
That is
Minnesota.
pretty
That's
cool.
pretty good. So, All right, Clara. Well, thank you so much. Thanks again for your support, and maybe stop by. Well, we're kind of not in the same pit this year, so
Yeah.
If you
Well,
see
I'll
us,
be
make
I'll
sure
be
you-
all over. But
Yeah, if you see us, make sure you come up and say hi. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
All right. See you. Bye. So that was Clara.
she kind of hammered us on the whole Duluth thing a couple times.
Duluth.
Duluth.
She made sure.
Duluth.
She made sure we knew what it was.
Thanks a lot for the call. All right, so that gives you a little insight into a student heading to championship for the first time, which is always cool. Mike and I, the first thing I told Mike when I got here was it's like, I don't know if it's going to be our 11th championship or 10th championship, 12th championship. It's a lot, so we're really it's kind of cool to see, getting a perspective on someone who's headed there for the first time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why I asked, because I knew that Minnesota had like that mega regional or whatever, but I'm sure that's a glimpse of what championship is like. But you have that this year times like 4 or 5, just FRC teams, then plus Lego League and FTC and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
All right. Well, last but not least, we're gonna give a give a call.
Wow.
There we go. To our old friend Tyler Olds from 2826, longtime supporter of the show. He's been on our show before, kind of that has done division previews and stuff like that. So he's gonna give us a call. He's gonna talk about the Hopper division, kind of a little more in depth, and kind of some of his general thoughts on the championship event as well. I don't know if we'll get into the future of championship, but
He's pretty much a genius, so we'll see what he has to say.
and a world-renowned MC. So we'll see. Hopefully it works. I don't know what happened. I turned it down.
Hey guys.
Hey,
Hey, Tyler, how
how's
you
it
doing,
going?
buddy?
Oh, it's going great. Getting ready for championships and pumped up, baby.
I know. Everybody is, man. It's crazy. It's awesome. How's it going? How are you? Awesome robot, by the way, dude. It's
Incredible.
It's insanely awesome.
Yeah, thank you. It's been great to have a great comeback here for 2826. A couple division wins, a chairman's win. I've been very, very happy with our progress so far, and I gotta add on to the last commenter with the Minnesota regionals. It's a sight to behold to have 2 sets of double regionals going on in 2 different times. I mean, so we have a week 1 regional this year that was 2 up in Duluth.
Duluth.
And over in Minneapolis, the one that we played in, they had 2 going on as well across the street from each other. So
Cool.
it's pretty amazing to see. And if you don't know about the growth in Minnesota, it's pretty close to the growth in Michigan. There, 6-7 years ago, or whatever, they had 2 or 3 teams in Minnesota, and they're coming up on 200, I think. So it's amazing to see.
That's awesome.
That is
I
insane.
didn't realize there was
tough
2.
account.
Very cool. All right, Tyler. So, what's your thoughts here on the Hopper division?
Well, I got a couple different thoughts to go through. I think, previous years I've kind of gone through each division, so I want to just give a little recap on a couple of them, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, that'd be great.
that'd be
Thank you. Yeah.
And just some general thoughts, and we'll go a little bit more in depth on Hopper in general, since that's a division my team is in. So one of the things that comes up to my mind is just giving some brief overall things. Everybody knows a lot of the obvious teams are going in divisions, so I kind of want to just call it a couple that stick out of my head in different divisions. But in overall strategy, one of the things that I've thought a lot about is, as we get into the alliance selections, where does the 3rd and 4th robot really fit into your alliance? Especially when we get into those number 1 and number 2 seeds, who might already have a great Hamburglar, might already have a good landfill bot or a good human player load or a ramp load. Where is that going to work out? And I think one of the interesting things will be is, I think this year we might see more 3rd and 4th robots in the alliance interchange more than any other year, based on the specialists that they need.
Sure.
And I think one of the things that will be interesting, too, based on division is, well, are those teams even going to be around, though, by the time you get, if you're the number 1 seed, or even in that case, the number 8 seed as you come back down, what's going to be left for you, and how can you make that work in your alliance, I think will be very important.
Exactly.
So moving on, just a couple divisions. I'm not going to go through all of them. We all kind of know who kind of the top-tier teams are in a lot of divisions, so I said I kind of wanted to point out a couple of divisions, things that stick out to me. Just one thing, the top thing, maybe the mull about with Curie division, we all know that 1114 and 148 are in that. And to me, the interesting thing that comes down that I've thought a lot about is, if 1114 seeds first, which there's a very good chance and opportunity, is 148 the most compatible pick for them? If you're
looking at that, it's great because they're a human player load robot with their Batman and Robin, but are they going to be looking for a cam burglar first?
Right.
What's going to be most important for them? So I look forward to, first off, where they end up seating, because who knows? And is that going to be the most compatible pick for them, or what strategy is 11-14 going to pick if they end up with the number one seed?
Right.
That's a really interesting thought, Tyler. I didn't really think of it in that perspective before. Yeah.
A couple other divisions just want to kind of call out, maybe a couple sleeper teams that, some people know about a little bit, but I think should be getting a little bit more recognition than what they're not. Just a couple divisions go through. Archimedes, a team that I've had a little bit of experience with that I'd like to call out is team number 2338. Geared forward. It's a team that they had a little bit of struggles in a couple of their regionals with getting their landfill working. They kind of switched over to Tether as well. But that's a team I think that a lot of teams haven't fully noticed. They were in the FRC Top 25, I believe, 1 week, but I think they've fallen off the radar a little bit. And I could really see them being a very compatible robot moving on. So shout out to them. And then one other team from a different division in the Dune division, I'd like to give a shout out to 3641, the Flying Toasters, a robot that has a very efficient human player loader, and I think could be very potentially around as they come back into the second round of picking, so a third robot in the Alliance. So there's a couple teams I want to give a big shout out for in different divisions.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, so let's get a little bit into the Hopper division, since that's the team that 2826 is, or the division that Team 2826 is in. Give a little brief thing on some robots. We kind of all know where the kind of the top seeded tier teams are. So I want to talk a little about teams that maybe you didn't fully notice and might be maybe even a little bit of a dark horse. And some of those teams you might have heard of before, but this year they might have fallen off a little bit. And I think there are opportunities to join and be part of a great alliance are out there. So a couple good teams that they're really good teams, but nobody's really talking about them. And I think the number one team for that is 3683 Team Dave. I mean, what an amazing robot that team has. An awesome cam manipulator in any orientation, a great cam burglar mechanism, and a good landfill bot. Right. And I know they're definitely up there in the top, but I feel like in the Hopper division, they're just not getting enough talked about that team, and I really think there's going to be great things come out of Team Dave, so I'm looking forward to that. Another one being 2590 Nemesis, 2 district wins, a regional winner. They had a little bit of inconsistencies, and I believe went on the quarters and March champs, but I think they have a good potential to get a good cam burglar going. They're able to get the 2 recycling containers and autonomous, which could be very valuable, and they're a great human player load robot. And the last one I give a shout out to by coincidence is 2512 Duluth East Daredevils. They're kind of similar. If you haven't seen their bot, go check out it. They have a very interesting autonomous mode where they're able to get all 3 of the autonomous totes, and then they pick up 2 of the recycling containers, and they look like flails coming off the robot as they move through. And it's amazing they're able to get it every time, but very efficient, very effective. And I think that's a team that might sneak under the radar a little bit for an alliance that might need a 3-tote auto, and getting those 2 recycling containers in their possession and easily able to drop them and get them for other robots, I think has a lot of potential.
Absolutely.
Couple dark horse teams to kind of point out, that teams I think that some of these teams are pretty well known, but I think they're teams that haven't gotten enough recognition or could really step up. I think the number one for that totally blew me away was 3098, the Captains. A team that didn't have that high of an OPR. They didn't at MSC. They didn't rank it, but holy cows, they got to MSC into the finals. I mean, that is a tote scoring machine. And it's amazing to see they worked with 27 to get those caps going. That could be a great potential alliance partner for somebody who wants a good capper as well.
Cool.
A couple other teams to point out. Team 11, Mort, kind of a slow year for Mort, but I heard they might be looking at adding on a cam burglar onto their robot, and they're a team that's been historically very good. So I look forward for things from Mort as well. Just a couple departing remarks, and there's tons of teams to talk about in the division, but we can't go through them all. But so just some departing remarks for you. I talked about a little bit about 11-14, 148. Are we going to make the trade-off for the cam burglar? What's going to go first? And I think one of the things that teams maybe have not fully thought through, or that's not being talked about a lot, is you can pick the fastest cam burglar, but will that get you out of the quarterfinals and the semifinals? Because when average score counts, that can make a big difference. Now, in finals, I completely agree. Getting all those cans immediately is going to be essential. But if you're not able to score all those opportunities with those cans in quarters and semis, are you going to be able to make it out of there to even have a shot in the finals? So there's a bit of a trade-off going on with there as well.
Absolutely.
So just one last thing as well too. Just saying with I'm really happy with first of the championship so far to see that they're starting to do already the preliminary match schedules. We're really excited to have a match with 987 in our division. I think it's be yeah, we are. That's going to be a lot of fun for us to have that opportunity to do that. But other things as well too. Just the overall organization for having 600 teams in the same spot. It seems you get first a lot of flack for what's going on, but I think overall they've done a good job.
Sure.
And I would like to really encourage people, if you didn't see, there's a survey on Chief Delphi about the split championships. Please give your input and remarks on that, guys. We first need to hear feedback, regardless of what way you want to go, whatever how you feel. Give them some feedback. Let them know what your thoughts are, because without doing that, we don't have a voice in what's going on in first. And you can say it should have been done beforehand, but it's being done now.
Yep.
Give your voice, give your input, and let first know what you think, and show up to that town hall meeting at championships as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said, and I am happy that they seem to be, wanting our input now. So you're absolutely right. Make sure we give it. And I really hope that they do. Haven't seen it yet, but I hope they schedule that town hall meeting at a appropriate time for a lot of people to attend, because I think a lot of people want to go, but with all the other kind of needs of team leaders and mentors and students at the event, the timing of that meeting is going to be very important.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you guys for having me on. That's all I have for you guys.
Yeah, Tyler, thank you so much. I mean, your analysis and insight is always spot on and really in depth.
I'm always impressed.
Always.
Whenever
always.
I think I know things, guys like Tyler start talking, I'm like, I don't know anything.
Nothing. So a lot of interesting thoughts. And just one thing that you kind of mentioned about, 3683 Team Dave. We mentioned them a couple of weeks ago because they were in the top 25. But they're the team that lost 11-14 and 2056 twice this season. Finalists to them twice. So,
yeah.
I think you're right considering that. I think they're definitely deserve a little more recognition there. So, all right, Tyler. Well, thanks so much, man. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, it sounds great. Good luck to all teams, and thanks for a great show.
Yeah,
very
good.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, bud.
See you guys.
Bye.
Tyler Olds, Wave
What a guy.
Robotics. What a guy. No question about it.
So I guess that kind of leads to our thoughts on championship. Where did it go? It's down here. Do you have any initial thoughts? Kind of. I know you're on Newton with 3015. We're on Tesla with 340. But
I guess we're kind of just. I like to think I'm on both divisions.
That's true. I didn't mean it like that.
No, I know.
Since we kind of just talked about it, do you want to put your insight on this dual champ sort of?
I think it's been pretty clear, based on some Facebook posts and some Chief Delphi posts, that I was very much against it and still am. And I think the reason why, and it's kind of been reinforced by Tyler, just his excitement about talking about playing with 987, right? I think that losing that excitement alone sucks, right? That's reason enough to dislike it, I think, in my opinion. I think that already, and I'm not trying to say this I'm not trying to sound too negative, but I think a lot of these divisions, and you might agree, are pretty watered down, right? Like, I think there's some powerhouse divisions where you could put, 10, 15, quote, powerhouse teams in the same division. Now they seem a little bit weaker than perhaps in past. What makes sense, right?
Of having double the divisions.
Yeah, double the divisions and only 200 more teams instead of doubling the teams as well. So it's kind of to be expected. So to do that again, though, I really think would hurt. And I guess lastly, the thing that bothers me the most, and I haven't talked about it too much on Chief Delphi, is the seemingly geography-based aspect of it, right? So like the Southwest teams, for now, they haven't really talked about it too much since they announced it. But it seems like depending on where you are geographically, that kind of depends on what championship you go to. And I think that's just devastating. Do
you think the better option is to have teams choose?
No, I don't think you can have that either, because then
everybody's
teams
just going to go to the same one.
Yeah, everyone would collude and go to the same one. The other one would, not get powerhouse teams or whatever, and it would just be a sketchy situation there as well. So all I can say is that, to echo what Tyler said, make sure you fill out that survey. Let your voice be heard either way, and then attend that town hall meeting if you have time, because I think that's a very valuable source of input as well.
I mean, it was the night after. I was looking at Chief Delphi. There was like 500 posts on it.
It had to be one of the quickest, because the way my Chief Delphi is set up, I have 100 posts per page. So
I've started doing that too.
For me to see 2-3 pages is a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it was maybe just a couple hours and it was 200 posts, 300 posts. And that was just insane. And I think that the gut reactions of a lot of people were maybe a little exaggerated, myself included. I think, emotions ran high originally. But even though I'm still not happy. Like, my opinion really hasn't changed that much. I still don't like it. And all we can do at this point is just try to mend it to, a better situation. And I don't know how many people have seen it. And to be honest, I'm not really sure what form it's in. But the concept of having one world championship and one world festival, to me, is a really cool concept. I think the World Festival could be a great thing for teams to get a championship experience without necessarily... I don't know how to say it nicely.
You saying didn't the teams that wouldn't have qualified for the big championship that could go compete there?
Right. So I guess, maybe 2 years down the road when we have more teams at districts, you could eventually have like a world rankings, right? Based on the district model point system, you could have a world rankings. So the top 200 teams go to the first championship and the bottom 400 teams go to the World Festival. And I think that's a cool concept. Teams can go to the World Festival, have a really awesome, inspirational experience there, and compete with some awesome teams, and they still have that World Championship to strive for. And I think even if we can make the World Championship a little bit smaller, 200 teams, 50 teams on 4 divisions, I think that would be a really intense event and really deserving of the title of World Champion. So
it's just there's so many facets to this. I think a town hall meeting will really help, and that form kind of puts that thing in, and you can pick the 5 things you think are most important, and a few of those on there are seeing the best of the best, like meeting and playing with the Hall of Fame teams and all that stuff. So there's ways to express how you feel on there. There is comment sections and stuff like that. I just lost what I was going to say. Oh, and then I think they're already struggling for enough volunteers for this event.
Yeah, that's going to be.
But then having double the events, I think we're going to be stretched way too thin. And I don't know if because of geography it's better, more people can travel and volunteer, but I don't think that's true. The price in airfare from St. Louis to somewhere else isn't going to be too much greater. Your hotel costs are still going to be high, your travel costs are still going to be high. I don't think it really cuts down on costs too much, but we'll see. And we'll see how it goes in the future from here. And the one thing we do know is we have good guy Frank on our side, and
absolutely
I think Tyler hit it right in the head, saying, because I just said that to you literally 5 to 7 minutes before the show started, I was like, well, they're asking for our opinion now, but why didn't they do this before? But Tyler said, he said, it doesn't matter. Give your opinion now. They're asking now. So go to that link. Some people have been posting it in there, and give your feedback.
Yep.
So I guess from here, it's just time will tell, and we'll take it as we come.
Just like we say in Top 25, if you don't like the rankings, hopefully you voted or encourage other people to vote. So if you don't like the dual model first championship, make sure you have a voice there as well. Mm-hmm. All right, so I think that's enough of that. I'm pretty much ready to start the final Top 25 of the season. This is exciting.
This is.
Do you have a picture of just the sticker without any of the other?
No.
You don't?
Oh, wait. Give me a second. Yeah, I will, because I can just put it in as the PDF, I think.
In the meantime, do you want to throw up the text line real quick?
Yeah.
So Mike's going to throw up that text line again. I'm just going to talk briefly about a question that was sent in from Gwen from 195. Her last text was funny. So she would like to know about what we think. When people, what do you guys think? Anyone cares what we think, to be honest. I want to know what you guys think about the possibilities concerning potential high scores in St. Louis. How high do you think we'll see some scores, especially with powerhouses like 11-14 and 254 in the same division?
So I can simplify that question.
Okay.
Will we see 300 in eliminations?
Yes.
In the playoffs?
Yep. In the playoffs? Yeah, I think we're definitely going to break 300. I think you're going to have to... Actually, before I saw divisions, I really thought you'd have to have 200 average score to seed in the top 8, and that still might end up being true. But just in the like we talked about when we talked about New England, at Waterbury, 66 points was worth the number 1 seed. At New England Champs, that was last place by far. I think 90 points ended up being last place in New England. At Michigan, Pacific Northwest, Mar, we saw all the same things. So I expect that number to get even more prevalent going into World Championship. So I think scores are going to be very high. I think you're going to have to be very, very good and super consistent, more so than previous years, of course, to seed and have a great championship. So I think for your question, I do think you're going to see scores over 300, and 150-point average at the end of the day just isn't going to get it done. So you got to find a way to
qualification average. Yeah. What? And then here could be your other question. What do you think? What qualification average score will take the number one seed on average?
220.
220.
I think 220 will be competing for the top spot.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's gonna be great, man. Those RCs though, those containers are gonna be where it's at.
Yeah, alliance selections are gonna be so important. Oh, I really wish alliance selections was not at 7:30 in the morning. Who can make a decision at 7:30 in the morning? Who's even alive at 7:30 in the morning?
How many teams do you think? Okay, here's another question. What teams won't show up because they slept in or they didn't make it in time?
Half.
They didn't make it in time, right?
Yeah,
well,
right.
It's Saturday, so rush hour traffic shouldn't really be there.
Yeah.
But teams that have to come in by bus, like you have to be to make sure you get there in time.
You're gonna have field reps camping out in the line outside. Oh man, I'm supposed to be at school at 7:20 in the morning. Good thing I don't teach first block because I'm rarely on time. But and I'll leave my house to get to school. I'm like, how did I even get here? Like I'm just so gone and exhausted in the morning. It's just alliance selections that early is just I'm not looking forward to that.
Oh boy,
what happened?
Save everybody's ears this time, remember? Because last time I switched it over. Maybe.
No, I can't hear it. Oh boy.
Oh, I got it. It's amateur hour.
Goodbye.
I don't even know why
All right.
I said that.
So you got your stickers up?
Yes. I did.
All right. So this is the list that we'll decide.
I did it this way just in case I didn't want to mess with any.
Yeah, no,
of these.
it's perfect.
We're kind of overlaid on ourselves. I know it looks silly.
So these are stickers that were from Julie from 1983. Once again, designed these stickers for us and was able to put that together. So we certainly appreciate that. She did a great job, like always. The stickers look awesome, and the 25 teams that we're about to talk about, Mike and I will be around at one point or another on Wednesday. Probably is probably the best day to do that.
Wednesday, probably close. Yeah.
Yeah, so we can. So we'll stop by your pit at some point and then hand out your robot stickers. And we'd love it if you put our sticker on your robot. It'd
be great.
Even though some teams don't. But that's okay. And even better is like the picture of like the sticker going on. Like that's always a classic picture. One of my favorite pictures is Brian from 1507 and the 48 guys putting their sticker on in 2012.
Yeah.
All right, ready to get to it?
Let's do it.
That's what everyone's waiting for. They're like, finally. We know.
Yeah, for only 3 district recaps. That took.
Yeah.
All right, so this is it. This is the top 25s. We've made shirts in the past. We'll probably try to make another one again this year, displaying all these teams. But kicking it off, our 25th ranked team is Team 368.
From Honolulu, Hawaii, McKinley High School is Team Kikamana. Average qualification score of 109.7, and we're the winners of the Hawaii Regional.
Kikamana began their season at the Hawaii Regional, where they are a perennial favorite. They were able to team up with the Hall of Fame team, Hawaiian Kids, to start off their season off on the right foot with a win. This awesome landfill robot looks very similar to Canadian Powerhouse. Shows just how valuable a good landfill bot can be. Things kind of slipped for 368 as their next event, the Silicon Valley Regional, and did not go as well as they would have liked.
But their season will continue into the Carver Division, where they will no doubt be a factor in seeing who will represent this new division on Einstein for the first time. Last year on Newton, they went to the semifinals before losing to the eventual World Finalist Alliance, and you can bet they've been waiting for a chance once again to take a shot at Einstein. Congrats to Team 368 on a great regional season, and good luck at the World Championship event.
I mean, we mentioned a couple weeks ago we got to watch the end of the Hawaii Regional, which was awesome because it was the time zone.
Yeah.
After we had competed, and man, they're good. The way they drive and stuff looks just like 11-14. Got a good robot there, so very cool. So that's Team 368. As always, at the end of the show, we'll go over the teams who just missed the top 25. Usually we give you like 26 through 30 or 26 through 32, something like that. So we will go over the teams that just missed. And there were some teams that just missed.
Yeah. Voting was very, very tight in a lot of different instances. Some teams kind of pulled away at the end there, but the teams at the bottom. It was pretty close.
All right, moving along. Our 24th ranked team is Team 610.
From Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the Crescent School, it's the Coyotes. Average qualification score of 78.7, and with the winners, the Greater Toronto Regional Central.
The 2013 champions. We need Karthik. We need that soundbite.
Champions of the world.
Have proven that there are plenty of teams in Canada that are capable of winning a world championship. 610's path to claim that title once again started this year at the Greater Toronto Central Regional. Finally having a chance to pair with 11-14 locked up their qualification to the World Championship early, which must have made the trip all the way to Hawaii that much sweeter.
Though 610 didn't get a chance to play in eliminations with 359 or 368, they got to play their first match with 31-32, the Thunder Down Under, and advanced all the way to the finals. Turns out, a Canadian, Australian, and Hawaiian represented alliance was a blast to watch, and the can battle between 359 and 610 in the finals were epic. 610 has the ability to grab 4 cans off the step in auto, which should serve them very well in the Curie division as they try to make it 2 in a row for Curie on the world stage. Good luck and congratulations on a great regional season to Team 610, the Coyotes.
Dude, those 4 cans coming off, just how they all do the same thing.
Yeah, they just kind of tumble off. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's awesome, man. 610. We also got to see at the Hawaii Regional. We got to get on this international.
You got to get on that internet.
Hawaii is definitely in the United States. It's okay. I'm all right. All right, moving along. Sometimes people keep track of it for people that join late, so it's 368 and 610. Moving along, our 23rd ranked team is Team 2481.
From Tremont, Illinois, Tremont High School, it's the Roboteers. Average qualification score of 129.6, and with the winners of the Arkansas, Rock City, and Central Illinois Regionals.
2481 makes their final resting place in the top 25 for the 2015 season, here at the 23rd spot. They started off their Recycle Rush season at the Arkansas Rock City Regional, go Meredith, where they finished first with a 117.8 qualification average score. They went on to win that regional, winning it with 24.51 and 16.25.
Moving now to their second event, the Central Illinois Regional, they improved their QS by over 20 points and landed the number 1 seed once again. They wasted no time, were efficient at gameplay, and scored their second regional win of the year. The Roboteers head to St. Louis and take on the Tesla division. Good luck and congratulations to Team 2481, the Roboteers.
I know, I was writing that. Their final resting place. I was like, all right, final resting place.
I was like, rip. Oh, man. Another great team, though. And these are the teams that really love to kind of track their progress throughout the year, and they hopefully will have continue their season, their successful season in the Tesla division.
That top 3 hype, though. All right, we have 368, 610, and 2041. I'm not going to keep doing that. But our 22nd ranked team, what?
I said someone's got to pick up the slack in the chat.
They do.
Speaking of the chat, I'd love to be in the chat.
What's going on?
That'd be
It's
cool.
just spinning wheel of death.
It's just spinning wheel of
Have you
death.
tried refreshing?
Only about 100 times. Maybe it's the 101st time, though, that it really needs.
Maybe.
Sad.
Are you ready?
The funny part is that I've been able to get in the chat all year, but haven't been able to actually participate because like my login was kind of messed up. So now I fixed my login, and now I just can't get in. So
Different
it's just
browser?
not. It's just not meant to be.
Guess not.
People know I get lost in the chat.
It's
That's
totally-
why they're trying to keep
I've
me.
actually rigged your computer.
They're trying to keep me focused.
All right, so our 22nd ranked team is Team 3339.
From I'm gonna butcher this. I'm so sorry. Kafaryona. I hope that's correct. Israel. It's a Bumblebee. Average qualification score of 90.5, and the winners, the Israel Regional.
So they're sitting here at number 22 for the final top 25. They competed back in the beginning of March at the Israel Regional. 10 qualification matches put this team at the top of the leaderboard, thanks to their quick 6-stacker that was able to handle a can and a noodle.
In the playoffs, they selected team 1574 Miss Carr and 5654 and put up an average of 149.7 in the finals. Congrats to 3339 on a regional win, and good luck as you compete on the Carson Field this year. First time back at championship since 2013. We wish you the best of luck.
I think before then, the last time was there, I think it was 2010 for Rookie All-Star. So.
Yeah. That RAS, though.
RAS.
Rookie All-Star.
I got you.
All right. You're
Never
there.
heard you say it before. Just wondering. Do you need more water?
No. I'm deciding how much of this sauce I want to eat. This Chipotle mild sauce is pretty
Do you need
delicious.
more chips?
Nah.
I'm sure they don't want to hear us.
Maybe I'll save them for Katie. I might not see her for 2 days, but she'll still eat it.
Like a burrito. All right. Our 21st ranked team is Team 195.
Bum, 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 bum. From Southington, Connecticut, Southington High School, it's the Cyber Knights. Average qualification score of 112.6. And winners, the Tech Valley Regional and Hartford and New England, or Hartford event in the New England First District Championship.
Sorry, is that my fault? Probably.
No, that's okay.
All right, so as we kind of talked about earlier, let's talk about iteration and improving yourselves. So 195's numbers from their first event to their second. Their QAS at their first was 37.8. The QAS at the second event was 102.8. They went up by like 70 points. Their playoff average score was 28 points at their first event. And their playoff average score at their second event was 159.1. So that's a good...
They had a little help, though.
130 points difference. Absolutely incredible. Their second event was the New York Tech Valley Regional, where they won it with us. Their third event was back in the New England District, where they won that one too. Oh, and they won a District Chairman's Award at Waterbury, which was at their first event.
And then they went to the New England District Championship. 195 had 3 blue banners already, and we're looking for 2 more. They finished ranked second with a 182.5 QAS, and were selected by the number 1 alliance, and the rest is history. They clinched the win, never scoring below 202 in the playoffs, and 195 also picked up the District Chairman's Award at 195. So the 2 blue banners they were hoping for, they got.
There?
Yeah, a little,
Gold.
Gold
District
cling bling.
Championship.
And 195 will be playing on the Newton Field, so look out for them, and good luck to Team 195, the Cyber Knights.
So, do you think District Championship Kling Bling sounds a little different than any other Kling Bling? We'll have to ask Bailey
I don't know.
and people from Skunkworks.
Oh, I was going to say, it's not your fault. It's difficult to say when a team like 195 has
Well, they
won a
win so
regional,
much.
they won a district event, and then they won a district championship. So like 3 different like event styles
Yeah.
they were able to win. So it's just a little bit of a mouthful.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Congrats to Bailey and the rest of the kiddos on 195. Good luck in Newton.
Noon. How's Mary say it? Noon?
Newton. Because they make fun of us because we say Newton. Newton.
I don't know. Good.
No, or do they say the T? Because we don't say.
we never know.
I think they say the T. That must be the thing. Meredith will have to let us know because we say Newton, the Newton division. So I think they say Newton.
My internet just sucks. So I'm not sure what happened there.
All right.
I always feel bad when this happens.
I know.
I just feel so helpless.
Oh boy. We got good numbers here.
But my internet is pretty bad.
All right. Well, I guess we'll continue. Maybe. See, it just looks like these 3. 1, 2, 3, and nobody else is saying anything. So
Well, the other people are probably like me. They can't get in the chat.
probably. We'll just continue. Nobody else is saying anything besides those couple.
Sorry.
Sorry about that. Not that they're going to hear that.
Right. But forgive me is real. Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
That's a new person. Sorry, guys.
We lost them.
Ooh, look at our bandwidth, though. Now it's green. It was orange.
What's going on? I don't know if you're being killing us, but
I can close this. That's clearly not going to happen.
it's clearly not going to.
So,
Oh,
our bandwidth is back.
She says we say the T.
Newton. We say Newton.
We say Newton. They say Newton.
Newton.
The Newton division.
All right. So, kind of looking for some confirmation that we're a little bit better. When we did switch over to Wirecast, it was okay. So, looks like a refresh does the trick. Mike's computer just found a lower gear. Oh! Just a little downshift there.
Maybe an
All right.
upshift because it revved lower.
All right, so we're going to kind of keep going.
Sure. All right.
Sorry
Thank
to
you
those
guys.
that are having problems. Like you said, no one's going to be able to hear us anyway.
Listen.
All right, take it away.
Our 20th ranked team is team number. I have no clue. It is.
It's team number
971.
971. Oh, you just looked there.
I don't even know. I don't ever use this page. I don't know why this is up.
From Mountain View, California, Mountain View High School at Spartan Robotics. Average qualification score of 100 even. And we're the finalists at the Silicon Valley Regional.
We were talking about this earlier. Qualification average score, 100 even. Playoff average score, was also even.
156, yeah.
Even. It's incredible. I don't know the chances. Spartan Robotics competed twice in their home state this year, first being at the Sacramento Regional, where they were ranked 11th, and they were selected second overall, but were out in the semis.
Sorry.
Short.
It was very short. Looking to improve from their first event performance, 971 took the field at SVR and joined many other great teams. After 10 qualification matches, 971 was seeded fourth and again selected second overall. They improved from their first event performance, making it to the finals, but couldn't take down the tough number one alliance of 1678 and 254. Taking a finalist medal with them into the championship event, Spartan Robotics will be featured in the Carver division, where they hope to look for their first win of the season. Team 971, Spartan Robotics.
Nice improv.
Thanks.
Never finished that one.
That's okay. Whenever I see some of that, I always I'm like, what caused that? Like, did Mike get a text? Did he sneeze?
Yeah.
It's like Spartan Robotics featured on the. All right, next team.
In case you don't know, under notes here, all it says is Spartan Robotics will be featured on the Carver.
And that's it.
Gone. So he improved the rest. So we were just talking about
that.
what causes our distractions when we're doing show prep. I'll tell you what, the Vex.
Tell you what.
The Vex World Championships were a big distraction today. I was watching those for a little while. They're
Yeah.
pretty amazing good teams there.
There's some awesome robots.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
And the way they go back and forth with 2 fields per division.
It's
just match after, like, there's no waiting. It's just,
yep.
they're doing something right over there. It's awesome.
Actually, I was watching. I saw so many impressive teams. I was thinking to myself, I'm really happy they don't do FRC, or I hope they don't do FRC.
Oh, because it would just be so good.
Yeah, it'd be nasty good. All right, ready to move on?
I am. Hello, Mr. Marbles.
Was Amy coming back?
Apparently,
Okay.
there was almost a burglar in our house. But it's just my
that was.
fiancé.
All right, we're gonna start locking the door from now.
What? Oh yeah, it's in my room somewhere.
All right.
Sorry, guys. Our nine. No,
I can't wait to watch the recap. The sound of the door,
archive?
and we both just go. It's gonna be classic.
you guys, we almost got murdered.
At least there would have been 131 witnesses. It would have been a long trial.
It's like those things online that you see, like murder caught on webcam or something. It's always
Yeah, right.
enticing you to click on it.
Yeah, the clickbait there would have been good.
The clickbait, yeah. All right, let's continue. Our 19th ranked team is team number 1983.
From Seattle, Washington, Razorback Aviation High School at Skunk Works. Average qualification score of 117.8. And we're the winners of, get this, Auburn, Mountain View, or Auburn.
Covered. Don't worry about it. I got it. It's part of our notes.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, I got them all right here.
Oh, go ahead. Right into it.
So
Dive
a
right
team
in.
that I personally might be a little underrated here in the top 25. Let's go over their 2015 Recycle Rush accomplishments and try to keep track of the Blue Banners as we go through this. Winner, Pacific Northwest District, the Auburn Mountain View event. Winner, Mount Vernon event. Winner, Philomath event. District Chairman's Award Philomath event. Winner, Pacific Northwest District Championship. And the Regional Chairman's Award at the Pacific Northwest District Championship. How many you got? 6. 6 Blue Banners this season.
Insane. So that's before championships. They really have a chance to do something incredible, more incredible than it already is. But I think last checked, 6 is the record. I think 67 got
5.
67 got 6 in 2005. I think
6 total.
Yeah, and that was back when it was a lot harder. Well, not a lot harder, but they didn't have district events. Yeah. But still, that's incredible. And their season's not over. They head to St. Louis to play in the Newton Division. They have average qualification score of this season of 117.8 and a playoff average score of 155.7. Good luck, incredible season, and so excited to see how you guys do going forward.
That's incredible. It's just, what a season.
Yep.
It's amazing. So
I think you're right, by the way. A little underrated.
yeah. So they have that single can grabber with the Mecanum wheels for the RC. I'm sorry, single can grabber for off the step. They have the Mecanum recycling container acquisition arm. They go over to the chute door and they feed into themselves. It's just, they got a really good machine and 4 robot medals to prove that.
Shoot door.
Was that in the first official script to say that? in the penalties? Shoot door, yes, shoot door.
I don't know.
'Cause Josh was saying it all the time. I don't know.
I don't know.
Guys, I already fixed the banner. That's just how far behind they are.
It's sad.
And the technical term is the Q.
Yeah, come on.
Bailey, if you want to take over, you gotta familiarize yourself with the terminology.
Also, let's kick back on the meds a little bit. Getting a little concerned for you, buddy.
His pain medicine.
Yeah.
For his arm. Not like you weren't. Okay. All right, moving on. You ready?
No. Thanks for asking, though. I was just interested, and I have to figure it out before we can move on.
What are you interested in?
I'm interested to see if Skunk Works, or I know they have, but I don't know where they finished last year on the top 25. This spreadsheet is so massive; it takes forever for my poor laptop
and it's your computer
to go through it.
I'll look for it as well.
So, I don't know what year is this? 2011? 2015. Oops.
So you're looking where they finished last year?
Yeah, so they didn't make the final top 25 last year. I could have sworn that they did.
Oh, I think one of the years they did. I don't know if it was last year because they made the stickers for us and we weren't even going to get them.
Yeah.
So it may have been last year.
Could have been. Boom, boom. Okay, curiosity solved. Ready to move on?
Let's do it.
Oh, man. I need a lesson on how to
what?
say these teams from Israel, their locations.
Well, they gave it away. Our 18th ranked team is Team 1690.
From Bini Amina, Israel, it's Orbit. Average qualification score of 95.1. And we're the winners, the Chesapeake Regional.
The second team making the top 25 all the way from Israel. This is Team 1690. And they made their own little world tour this season, competing in Israel and at the SBPLI and Chesapeake Regionals. Steadily improving from each event, Orbit went from quarterfinalists to finalists to winners, respectively, at those three events.
The machine from Orbit has a great reach and can get recycles from the step, over the landfill totes, and then heads to the chute to make stacks through their own robot. Great example of great improvement from event to event. Love having a lot of international teams at the World Championship, so it'll be exciting to see how they do in the Galileo division. Congrats to Team 1690, Orbit. So that's interesting. I wonder if they were the team or the international team that played the most out of their country. Right? They're from Israel, but they played 2 events in America. So I bet they're, I don't think...
And the Hawaiian kids played